We have brand new information right now on Ernesto and the storms that we're tracking across the country. Good evening. I'm Crystal Ager.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Time now 7 Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. Let's get right to Ernesto, a tropical storm which actually made a
closer look at the Yucatan Peninsula. Hurricane conditions are expected to reach the coasts of Belize and Mexico by the time we get into early Wednesday. You can see, obviously, we've got a peninsula here surrounded by water on 3 sides, flat and close to sea level. Not only will we be worried about wind and rain, but also dangerous storm surge. Surge can reach up to 2 to 4 feet above normal levels. And when you've got an area so close to sea level, then a lot of flooding will become a concern along the coast. Dangerous waves following that storm surge. Belize, to be specific, just inches above sea level. This has a history of tropical activity impacting the city here. And then you go farther north, and obviously you've got Cozumel and Cancun up across Mexico. And a lot of people vacationing along these white sandy beaches this time of year. We understand some airlines are offering change fees, at least waiving those change fees if anyone has travel plans across this area. Very dangerous to be along the coastline with a topography like this. So we'll be monitoring the approach of Tropical Storm Ernesto, Paul, which could be a hurricane by the time it hits the Yucatan.
We could use some.
And the fire danger is increasing across the Pacific Northwest and back through the high plains. And that's because we haven't had a lot of moisture here. Big area of high pressure dominating, and that's keeping it pretty dry, where we could see some thunderstorms, which would be dry thunderstorms, high base thunderstorms, bringing in some dry lightning. And that can be a danger and spark new fires in these areas. High pressure will build back to the southwest. So a new area of dangerous heat across the deserts of Southern California into the Phoenix area, where we have excessive heat warnings out and an extended fire threat where we won't get a lot of moisture. Now, in some of these areas of Arizona, we'll see the monsoon continuing. You go farther north, and that's where the fire danger is so high. And of course, across places like Oklahoma and Texas, where it has been very dry and very hot. Phoenix, your 5-day looks absolutely unbearable. 113 degrees the next couple of days, and the overnight lows only in the low 90s. No moisture moving into this area, specifically across the central deserts of Arizona, and we stay in the triple digits through the weekend. Paul? Mars itself way up to the north, 249 billion miles away from Earth. Hence the long journey. And once there, we did get a new picture, obviously black and white photo, the first one coming in from Curiosity off of Mars. And a difference between Mars and what you'd expect here on Earth. The average temperature, Paul, 81 degrees below zero. It's cold, it's arid, and it's rocky up on the red planet.
Might need a jacket.
Weather.com is breaking down 5 things that you may not know about Mars. And right here on the homepage, you'll find the link, 5 things to know about Mars. And once there, we have pictures and some great information. May not know about the hot and cold temperatures, which can range from 80 degrees above zero to 199 degrees below zero. But did you know that the days are actually a lot longer than they are here on Earth? You can find out a lot more on all the 5 things, again, on weather.com. Paul?
All right, Crystal, speaking of weather.com, a lot of people on weather.com.
With the Olympics in full swing, a look at weather's impact on one of its toughest sports coming up. Meteorologist Mike Bettis will get an inside look at throwing the discus and weather's intricate role. 20 past the hour. It has been an exciting week so far, and the Europeans have really dominated the qualifying round for discus throwers, if you missed it, at the Olympics today.
That's right. No Americans made the cut. Our own meteorologist Mike Bettis shows us how tough this sport really is, especially how much the weather plays in it as well.
Meet Tori.
Not too bad, Mike. Well, we are watching the weather in the UK very closely. We've had some soaking rains at the Summer Games, and the wet weather is not moving out just yet.
John Griffiths joins us now via Skype from our UK Global Forecast Center with a look at what the next few days holds in store for the athletes and the fans at the Olympics. John?
For next weekend with closing ceremonies. In the meantime, with the chance of rain tomorrow, John, are we mostly looking at passing showers? Will there be any concern for lightning or strong winds for any of the outdoor events? Well, tragedy and deadly lightning strike at a NASCAR race in Pennsylvania.
We have new information on one of the 9 people to survive that strike in the next half hour of Weather Center Live.
Right now, we take you to Atlanta. Right now, hurricane warnings have been posted for the southern portions of the Yucatan coast and the entire coast of Belize ahead of Ernesto.
Also, this just in today, the USDA's weekly crop progress report now says half of the country's corn is in poor condition because of the drought.
And rainfall amounts up to 4 inches will be possible from Pensacola to Chattanooga.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live.
We have updates on all the big weather stories right now. Good evening. I'm Crystal Ager.
And I'm Paul Goodlow at 7:30 Eastern to 6:30 Central Time. Let's get right to the latest on Tropical Storm Ernesto. And Ernesto definitely was strengthening earlier today. In fact, it was strengthening so fast we're expecting.
Here's a look at what we're watching right now. The same frontal system that brought severe weather across the Northeast is sagging out over the Southeast. And this is going to keep it wet and stormy for many states from the mid-Atlantic down into Florida and over to Texas. We have a few isolated severe storms northeast of Dallas right now. Most of these storms producing brief heavy rain, dangerous lightning, and the threat of some hail and gusty winds. But it looks more like a flooding rain event from some of these isolated storms where we could pick up as much as 4, even 5 inches of rain over the next couple of days. Raleigh, you're in and out of the storms all the way up to Norfolk, Virginia, the Outer Banks. If you're traveling and you get caught in one of these lines, you could be in some very heavy rain that reduces visibility. It makes it hard for the windshield wipers to keep up. So sometimes it's better just to wait until the rain passes and then get back on the road. It can be dangerous to drive in such heavy rain, and we will watch for localized flooding with this stalled out front all the way through Wednesday as some of these rainfall totals really start to add up. From Chattanooga to Pensacola, we've got a line of storms that we're expecting the next couple of days, along with plenty of tropical moisture embedded in this area of low pressure, and that's why the rainfall rates are going to be so high. Get a nice soaking for some areas where we need it, where the drought has been pretty bad here over the last couple of months, but obviously can create a danger also if we get some of that flooding. Notice we don't have a lot of 90s on the map, so temperatures are actually coming down below average because of the unsettled weather. 82 in Charlotte, will be in the 80s in the Atlanta area through Wednesday. May see some delays at the airports across the panhandle of Florida, looking soggy also. And this is how much rain we're expecting. 1 to 2 inches Hatteras, 1 to 2 Wilmington, even down into Charleston. A couple bouts of heavy rain, which will add up quite a bit. Atlanta looking at 2 to 3 inches. Your lawns, your thirsty lawns are going to thank you for this rain. But, Paul, it could be a danger also, so be safe.
Now to a top 5, number 5 reaction today from NASA's after the Mars Rover Curiosity touches down.
So exciting. You can imagine what this feels like, and such a smooth landing and a very intense 7 minutes, but everything worked out, and the first image was sent back.
Also, the guys are happy because the men are from Mars. We landed on our home planet. All right, number 4, massive storm caused Lollapalooza concert to be delayed here in Chicago as the storm rolled on through. They actually evacuated all the fans or asked them to leave, and most did.
More than 60,000 people had to leave for shelter before being allowed back in. They say it was great for all the local bars and hotels as everybody took shelter.
At number 3, sad news here in Oklahoma. Wildfires still burning. Some reports nearly 100+ homes have been destroyed because of this. At least a dozen fires now burning across the Sooner State.
And a statewide burn ban still in effect. Number 2, you're looking at a time lapse out of the Tucson area, Tucson, Arizona. One of our eyewitness reporters, Adam Ferguson, caught this for us. And was that a rainbow we caught in the distance? A beautiful time lapse are always great. You can see how the entire storm evolves.
And number 1, out of China, take a look at this. This is a 2-story house, actually in India, fell into a river.
Soft ground caused by a lot of heavy rain as of late, and the house just, there it goes. It was right off the foundation. Remember to upload your videos at weather.com. Be safe while you're out shooting these. Well, Tropical Storm Ernesto is looking a little bit healthier today, especially the last couple of hours. And Kim, as you know, there are so many ways to get weather updates. If you have an iPad, it probably goes with you just about anywhere.
Yeah, mine does as well. Hey, if you're a boater, there's a new app for iPad that you definitely want to download. It's the new Intellicast boating app for iPad. And take a look. I have one in my hand here. You can see the southeast and showers and thunderstorms have popped up. We're also going to zoom in towards South Florida. It shows you what's going on in terms of the radar, whether there's any rain in the area. Also, it pops up the nautical charts as well, which is great if you're a mariner out here. You can also zoom in further to see what's going on in terms of the winds, even some of the tide data as well. You have several layers that you can pop on here from radar to wind speed as well, Crystal.
And getting information from the buoys out there. A lot of people like to sail through the island, so this would be a great app. You've got satellite, wind speed, water temperature, wave height, monitoring the tides, which can also be very helpful this time of year as we head into the heart of hurricane season. We want to thank you for staying with us right here tonight on Weather Center Live.